Okay, let's talk about a word that shows up in our assignments all the time and causes so much confusion. Explore. On the surface, it seems pretty straightforward, right? But what your professors are actually looking for, well, that's a whole different story.
I mean, you've totally been there, haven't you? You get that assignment prompt, it says explore the causes of or explore the impact of, and you just stare at it. Your brain just goes blank, thinking, what on earth do they want from me? Where do I even begin? It's like this mini moment of academic panic, and trust me, you are not alone in that feeling.
And here's where we usually fall into the classic trap. Our first instinct, what we want to do, is just list a bunch of facts we found, maybe define a few terms, and call it a day. But what your teacher is really asking for is a deep, thorough investigation. They want you to put on your detective hat, to look at the topic from every possible angle and really dig in.
So, how do we get from just listing facts to being a real detective? Well, we've got to go beyond the simple dictionary definition. It's time to really unpack what explore means in the world of academics. Nailing this is the key to unlocking those top marks, for sure.
So here it is, the big secret. When an assignment tells you to explore, it's basically an invitation. It's asking you to investigate, to examine, and to discuss a topic in real depth. And see that last part? From multiple angles? That is absolutely crucial. Why? Because the big, juicy topics almost never have one simple answer. Showing that you get that, that's what higher level thinking is all about.
This right here is the big mindset shift you need to make. Seriously, stop thinking of yourself as just a collector of facts. Your real job is to be a connector of ideas. You're the one who has to show how all those little facts relate to each other to build a bigger, more insightful picture. That's how you show you actually understand the material.
And it's so easy to fall into those common traps, right? Like just defining a few terms, or even worse, throwing out your own opinions with nothing to back them up. The pro move, that's when you go deeper. You explain concepts, you analyze how they relate, and this is the most important part. You back up every single thing you say with solid evidence. That's what separates a meh answer from a truly deep analysis. Okay, so to make this all super practical and not just theory, I'm giving you what I call the Explorer's Toolkit. Think of it as a 6-step framework that's going to be your secret weapon every single time you see that dreaded word on an assignment. Let's walk through this toolkit together. Step 1 is to investigate. This is your foundation. You got to do the research. Step 2, explain and describe. You need to clearly lay out what your topic is all about. Step 3, examine perspectives. This is huge. It's where you look at the issue from different sides, different viewpoints. Step 4, analyze relationships. Here you dig into the why, the causes, the effects, the real significance. Step 5, use evidence. You got to support every point with facts, examples, or data. No excuses. And finally, step 6, draw insights. This is your grand finale, where you tie it all together and have that aha moment, showing what you've truly learned.
Let's just zoom in on step 4 for a quick second. Analyze. This is honestly where a lot of people get stuck. But analyzing really just boils down to asking 2 simple questions. Why is this important, and so what? You're just looking for the connections, the causes, and the effects. This is the step that really separates the A-plus papers from the rest.
All right, theory is great and all, but let's see how this toolkit actually works in the real world. Let's get our hands dirty and apply it to a pretty typical assignment prompt. And here we go, a total classic. Explore the impact of social media on students' learning. I bet you've seen a question just like this before. It's broad, it's super relevant, and honestly, it's the perfect test for our new toolkit. So, using our toolkit, what would a great response look like? Well, first, you'd explain what we mean by social media in this specific context. Bam, that's your explain and describe step. Then you discuss both the good stuff like collaboration and the bad stuff like distraction. There's your examine perspectives. And of course, for every single claim, you'd back it up with studies or examples. That's you nailing the use evidence step. See? Following this structure turns a simple answer into a really comprehensive exploration. The amazing thing is, when you start using this framework, you make this powerful shift. You stop being someone who just repeats information. You actually become an active explorer, someone who investigates, who analyzes, and who builds a real argument that shows what you truly understand. So look, if you only take one thing away from all of this, let it be this simple idea. To explore a topic, just means to research it carefully, explain it clearly, look at it from a bunch of different sides, and then prove what you know using solid evidence. That's it. That's the secret code, unlocked.
So next time you see that word on a paper, don't panic, don't freeze up, see it as an invitation, a challenge to put on that detective hat and really dig deep. You have the toolkit now, you know the mission. So the only question left is, what will you explore?